Hey everyone, welcome to This Week in Rewards for April 27th through to May 3rd, 2024, right here on RWRDS Canada. This is your weekly dose of loyalty rewards, travel, and credit card happenings in Canada. I hope you all had a great week, and before we kick things off, as always, be sure to hit that like button if you like today's content, subscribe to our channel if you don't do so, and if you think others will benefit from the content that we put out, be sure to hit that share button and share today's video with your friends, family, and co-workers. As always, we're going to kick things off with credit card news. So we're going to start off with a new bonus offer that came out this week, and this is a new bonus on the RBC Avion Visa Infinite Privilege Card of up to 70,000 Avion rewards points. This is the biggest bonus ever on an RBC card that we have seen to date, since tracking them for over 23 years now, or pretty close to 23 years. So a really big bonus, 70,000 Avion points. The bonus is awarded as 35,000 points on approval. So that's just like all the other Avion cards. You get that nice, good shot of points just for being approved. You don't even have to spend anything on the card, and you get the points. Then they're going to give you 20,000 more points when you spend $5,000 in the first 6 months. So again, a low spend requirement, just like all the other RBC offers. It's less than $1,000 a month, so really decent. You're going to have the 55,000 bonus points that we've kind of become accustomed to on all the other Avion cards. But what they've also thrown in this time is a 15,000 point one-time anniversary bonus after 12 months of your account opening. So it's 70,000 in total. So what happens here is once you complete your 5,000 points in spending, you're going to have that 55,000 bonus points, but you'll actually be sitting on 61,250 points because you have the $5,000 in spending, and this card earns 1.25 points on all spending across the board. So that gives you your 61,250 points. And then if you continue on, you'll get your renewal bonus. So that means you're going to have 76,250 points at a minimum. I mean, if you're going to use the card for more spending, you're going to have more points than that, of course. So what does that mean? What do these 70,000 points give you? It's pretty decent. Like in terms of, RBC and Avion rewards, if you've watched our videos, our blog posts, a lot of times we're saying the reason you get these cards are for that initial sign-up bonus. It's a good hit of points to begin, your travels. They're not the greatest cards for long-term spending, but yeah, for these bonuses, they're definitely a good thing. And so this 70,000 points is pretty decent. So if you're going to have 76,250 points after a year, that's enough points for 5 economy class round-trip tickets within your same province or to a neighboring province or state off the Avion Air Travel Redemption Schedule. And this is one where you actually can get value out of their Air Travel Redemption Schedule. Because if you've watched our videos, our main video where we talked about our loyalty lesson, where credit cards don't provide good value, or these credit card reward cards don't provide good value to Europe. Avion is one of those, right? But for other areas like North America, like neighboring province, short haul, and that, it can provide really good value. And that's the 76,000 points will give you 5 round-trip flights in economy class with the chart. So that's a pretty decent deal. In terms of longer haul flights, it's up to 2 economy class flights anywhere in North America, excluding Alaska and Hawaii, because those are 35,000 points each. And since you're going to have 76,250 points at a minimum, you have those 2 flights covered as well. So another decent option there. That's I think, a value of up to $1,500. I think they have the chart is $750 per ticket maximum value there. So a decent value there for that. The same pretty close value, actually a little bit higher, is you can redeem these points for $1,525 of credit towards a business class flight. And that's kind of the primary benefit or perk of the RBC Avion Visa Infinite Privilege Card, is that they double the value of your points when you redeem for a business class or first class flight through Avion Rewards. So not through their Avion Reward chart, but just booking through them. They're going to give you $2 for every 100 points you redeem instead of $1. And that's even towards taxes and fees. So if you're earning 1.25 points on this card and you're getting $2 for every 100 points, that's actually a 2.5% return. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to play that, I'm going to try and maximize my value, or I don't want to get minimum value. If you want a nice flat rate return, and you want to redeem for business or first class, and you're happy with 2.5% back, this is a good card for that, because you're getting 1.25 points per dollar, but they're giving you the $2 for 100 points. So that's really kind of, I used to call it a hidden benefit, but it's not really hidden. It's on the website. As you'll see, here's a little description of it, but it's not really well known or publicized. They really push the Avion reward chart, but that benefit for the Avion Infinite Privilege and some of their business and private banking cards is a really good sort of hidden, not really hidden benefit of the cards. And that's, that even works for that bonus. It basically doubles the value of the bonus. So that's, compared to using it just for their regular kind of travel credit. Through just if you were to have, like, say, an Avion card, not the infinite privilege, or if you're redeeming just for an economy class or hotels or whatever, so you're getting double the value for business class. So that's something good to know. Because it's only worth, I think that would be $762.50 for any other travel booked via Avion Rewards, because it's only $1 for 100 points. So that business class, first class ticket option is a great value. It's also worth 762 WestJet dollars if you convert to WestJet. Of course, wait for the times when they have bonuses of like 10% or 15%, you'll get a bit more. So decent amount of WestJet dollars. It's 2 economy class tickets between Toronto and Dublin with the British Airways Executive Club. When you convert these to Avios and use it on the Aer Lingus flight between Toronto and Dublin, it's actually almost 3 flights. For 3 flights, you would need, 26,000 times by 3, you need 78,000 points. So a little bit more spending, and you would have 3 round-trip flights in economy class between Toronto and Dublin. So that's another decent one there in terms of value. And it's also enough points for 1 economy class ticket between Vancouver and Hong Kong on Cathay Pacific, because you can convert to Asia miles, and it's 54,000 points round trip, or 54,000 Avion points converted to 54,000 Asia miles would get you that flight there. So really the key with this card, if you're really wanting to push the value, and where that value is that business class redemption option, where you're getting the $2 for every 100 points. So that's really the key for it. In terms of this card, it's an ultra premium card. It probably has the least amount of benefits out of all the ultra premium cards in Canada. But it's also priced quite a bit lower at $399 a year. It's like one of the lowest priced premium cards out there. Ultra premium. That's the terminology we use. There's only a couple that are at that rate, and then the rest go up to $499, $599, all the way up to $799 for the platinum card from American Express. So it is, in terms of value, it's actually a pretty decent ultra premium card, and that, this bonus is great for converting to airlines, and it's great for that business class redemptions through Avion Rewards. So continuing on with credit cards, the next thing we covered this week are your last chance on the Marriott Bonvoy bonuses. These end on May 6th. So if you're watching this video, as long as you're watching it by May 6th, and you haven't jumped on these offers and you've wanted a Marriott card, now's the time to get them, because these increased bonuses will not be extended. And those bonuses are 80,000 points on the consumer card, which is 65,000 points awarded after you spend 3,000 in your first 3 months. And you get an additional 3 points per dollar for a total of 5 points per dollar on eligible travel and gas purchases in your first 6 months on the card, so up to 15,000 points. And then the Marriott Bonvoy business card is up to 90,000 points. They give you 75,000 when you spend 6,000 on the card, so it's a little bit of a higher spend for sure in the first 3 months. And then you get an additional 2 points per dollar for a total of 5 points per dollar on eligible gas, dining, and travel purchases in your first 6 months as well. So definitely something to think about. We always say the Marriott cards are great just for that free, the annual free night award. That makes the card worth it just there. Their base earn rates are some of the best in the market. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know about a hotel card, and it provides a lot of value. So definitely give it some consideration. We use it every day, the Marriott card for sure. We use the consumer one every day. So if you're watching this video by May 6th, be sure to jump on one of those cards if you've been considering the Marriott Bonvoy cards. Let's continue on. Next thing with credit cards. So we had Josh C, who's been a long time commenter and participant in the RWRDS Canada community for many years. He reached out asking if there's like a published list of streaming services for the Scotiabank Gold Amex Express card, and we could not find a published list. So we reached out to our contact at Scotia and did receive their confirmed list of streaming services that earn 3 times points on the Gold Amex Express card, because that's an earn rate that they don't publish. I mean, that they publish but don't talk about too much. It's all about the 5 times points, 6 times points, but it also earns 3 times on streaming services, just like it's the Cobalt card does. They've kind of matched that there. A little bit of different services that they cover. So here's the list. Some of them were like Crave TV, Netflix, Sirius XM, things like that will earn those 3 times points. But as one of our readers pointed out, and this is something good to know in the comments, is that you may be better off buying gift cards for these streaming services, as long as they offer gift cards at grocery stores. So like if you're buying at Sobeys Safeway and have the Scotia Gold Amex, you're going to get 6 points per dollar for those gift cards. So if you're a Netflix member, if you have a membership with Netflix, you can buy your gift cards for Netflix at Sobeys or Safeway or any of the Sobeys or Empire Group grocery stores, and you'll earn 6 points per dollar instead of 3. If it's other grocery stores, it's 5 points per dollar. So keep that in mind as well. Now, all streaming services don't have gift cards at those places, so it's good to have the 3 times points on the others. And Scotia said they're also going to update the list, and so probably in a future video here you'll hear from us about what other streaming services earn 3 times points on that card. And then rounding out credit cards this week is just a heads up on TD credit cards. If I haven't covered this on the site yet, so this is a first on the video in our This Week in Rewards. It's nowhere else yet. But you'll see it on the site, obviously, in the coming days and coming weeks. But if you've been tossing around the idea of applying for the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite, TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege, or even the TD First Class Visa Infinite card, but perhaps we're waiting to see what the summer offers will be, my advice is not to wait. You won't be happy with those summer offers, the next batch ones. So I recommend applying before these ones end on June 3rd. Actually, I recommend applying sooner than later, because TD's new terminology says you have to be approved by June 3rd rather than apply by. We still don't have any data points on that yet as to whether they'll actually abide by that rule. So I'd rather be safe than sorry if I was applying for one of these cards and do it sooner than later, just in case you go to manual review, etc., those type of things. So I'll leave it at that. So just heads up on the TD cards. I'll put the links below to these ones as well, and the Marriott cards as well. They'll all be there. I thank you all for any of you who do apply through our links for any of these cards. That's how you support Rewards Canada. That's how we operate and fund our business. So if you do apply through us, thank you in advance. It is greatly appreciated. And that's it for credit cards this week. So let's move on to travel and loyalty. So the first thing we're going to cover this week is a new elite status match. And this is Air France KLM Flying Blue. They had an elite status match that came out earlier this year, but it was only for UK residents. And that has recently been expanded to include much of Europe, but most importantly, Canada. So this is an elite status match for Canadians. Now, it's a paid status match. It's run by Loyalty Status Co., which runs statusmatch.com. And what they do is, so what you do is you pay for the status match, but with that paid status match, you're getting full status. It's not like a trial, and then you have to, meet a certain amount of flights or requirements to continue to have that status. This is full-fledged status for a full year. So this Air France KLM Flying Blue one, it's for 16 non-SkyTeam airlines. So that includes WestJet and Air Canada. So to the elite members of Air Canada, WestJet who are watching this, if you've been considering, flying with Air France, KLM, or other SkyTeam airlines, this is perhaps your chance to match and get those extra perks for having status. So things like WestJet Silver and Air Canada Prestige 25K will be matched to Flying Blue Silver. WestJet Gold and Air Canada 35K and 50K can match to Flying Blue Gold, while WestJet Platinums and Air Canada Elite 75K and Super Elite 100Ks will get Flying Blue Platinum. So the cost to match to Silver is $79 Canadian. The cost to match to Gold is $199 Canadian, and Platinum's $399 Canadian. And one reader asked a good question. They're like, what happens if you're not approved for the status match? They don't charge you. What they do is do a pre-authorization when you apply for the status match. If you're approved, the charge goes through. If you're not approved, it falls off, of course, because it was just a pre-authorization. So that's good to know. And continue on with Air France KLM. Their latest promo rewards came out this month. This month there was only one city. It's Quebec City. It's advertised as 25% off economy class, and that's to Europe, Turkey, North Africa. These need to be booked by May 31st and are good for travel until October 31st. So with 25% off economy class, that means you get as little as 15,000 miles one way, 30,000 round trip. So this is that marketing behind the Air France KLM World Elite MasterCard, where they're saying you get 2 free flights with their bonus of 60,000 miles right now. That's where this comes in. It's these promo rewards. So so at 15,000 miles one way times by 4, that's 60,000 miles. So you get 2 round trip flights to Europe when it's a promo reward like this. Now, it's only Quebec City. No other Canadian cities are included. But the good news is it turns out they're also offering this on business class, even though it has not been advertised or mentioned on their website. That means you can get business class flights for 37,500 miles one way instead of just the regular 50,000, which they start at. Now, these are starting, right? And we've mentioned this many times in the video and our blog post. They're dynamic pricing, so you have to look for availability. But as you'll see in the example here on the screen, there's some decent availability. So it's 37,500 miles one way and just over $300 in fees for the business class. So a really good deal there as well. And then continue on kind of with rewards or awards, depending on the program you talk about. Flying Blue calls them rewards, and Aeroplan calls them awards. There's an Aeroplan availability alert we put out on the website this week, and that's lie flat business class seats between Vancouver and Miami for the month of May. So what Air Canada did is they've upgauged their Sunday flight between Vancouver and Monday to a 7879. So that means it's internationally configured, has premium economy, lie flat business class seats. It's only for the month of May, but not on May 12th as well. So there's only like 3 or 4 weekends that it's there. So if you're looking for a last minute redemption, want to fly business class, maybe this is the one between Vancouver and Miami. Now it's typically 35,000 to 70,000 points one way in business class for this route. We found examples right in there, actually just below 35,000 and in between. And this is before any preferred pricing that you get with a co-brand card from Aeroplan or Elite Status. And so in this example that I have on the screen, if you're someone who likes to check the value that you're receiving for these points, this is a really good one. The example I have up there, the cash price for this flight is over $4,200. When you subtract the fees on the reward flight's $78,400 before any preferred pricing, of course, that gives you, what does that work out to? 5.2 cents per point in value. So that's a really decent redemption value, especially if you earn those points on the Cobalt card. The 5 times points on the American Express Cobalt card times by 5.2 cents. That's over 25 cents. That's actually exactly 26% return on your 5 times point spending. Just untouchable for sure. But it's so just another one of our Aeroplan availability alerts. Check it out if you want to go to Miami out of Vancouver, or or connect through Vancouver or whatever, and fly on an internationally configured 7879 during the month of May on Sundays. So it's pretty specific, but maybe there's 1 or 2 of you who will jump on it. Let me know in the comments, actually, if any of you are considering this, you're going to take this flight. That'd be really cool to know if you're going to redeem for it and take this flight. And finally, in loyalty coverage, Best Western Rewards has a 2,000 bonus points per night offer for this summer. So this is at Best Western hotels in the US, Canada, and Caribbean islands. Now, the key here is you have to book it by May 5th. So if you're watching this after May 5th, this offer's over. This is one of their bridge offers. They always like to put out these bridge offers between their primary system-wide offers. We see this every time they do it because their current system-wide offers end on I believe it's May 5th, some may be May 4th, May 6th, depending what part of the world, because they kind of have regional-based offers. So what they do is kind of, as those offers come to a close, they'll put out an offer for about a week. They call it targeted, but it seems like everybody gets it. And it's usually a really good one. And this is a good one. 2,000 bonus points per night. A lot of Best Westerns aren't that pricey, so to get this for every night of your stay is great, and you can earn it for up to 50 nights over summer. So if you want to book 50 nights by May 5th, you'll earn 100,000 points. And now it's good for stays until September 2nd. So if you're pretty much going to stay over at Best Westerns for the majority of the summer, you can earn up to 100,000 points. But no matter what, you should be earning 2,000, 4,000, however many nights you're going to stay. So be sure to take advantage of the offer, but you do have to book it by May 5th. So like I say, if you're watching this after that date, unfortunately this offer will no longer be valid, but by then we should have the next system-wide offer out from Best Western, which we'll probably cover in our next video or the one after that. And that's it for this week in rewards. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, remember to check the site on a daily basis if you can, or our social media, as we put out offers that sometimes are only on a 1 or 2 day basis that we don't cover in our newsletter, that's not covered in the video. Do subscribe to our newsletters anyway. They provide a great summary of so many things that we cover, because we can't cover everything in the video. So the newsletter is a good way to catch up on all those things as well. The subscription links below. As always, thank you so much to everybody who does book their hotels through us, flights with the airline partners that we do have, and of course apply through credit cards from us. Without your support, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have gone for 23 years, or almost 23 years. I'm saying 23 now. It's coming up in a few months here that will be, that we've been around for 23 years. So thank you so much. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.